Sumerian Cuneiform. Sumerian cuneiform is widely regarded as the earliest fully developed writing system, emerging around 3200 BCE in ancient Mesopotamia, in what is now modern-day Iraq. It began as a series of pictographs used primarily for economic record-keeping, such as tracking grain, livestock, and labor, but gradually evolved into a complex logo-syllabic system capable of expressing abstract ideas, grammar, and literature. The script was written by pressing a reed stylus into soft clay tablets, producing distinctive wedge-shaped marks, which led to the name cuneiform, derived from the Latin word for wedge. Over time, cuneiform was adapted to write multiple languages, including Akkadian, Babylonian, Assyrian, and Hittite, making it a foundational script for the ancient Near East. It enabled the recording of laws such as the Code of Hammurabi, myths like the Epic of Gilgamesh, scientific texts, and administrative systems, shaping early civilization itself. Egyptian hieroglyphs. Egyptian hieroglyphs developed around 3200 BCE in ancient Egypt and were used for more than 3,000 years, making them one of the longest-lasting writing systems in history. The system combined logographic, syllabic, and alphabetic elements, allowing symbols to represent whole words, sounds, or single consonants. Hieroglyphs were deeply tied to religion, art, and state power, appearing on temple walls, tombs, monuments, and sacred objects. For everyday purposes, Egyptians used simplified cursive forms known as hieratic and later demotic. Writing was believed to be a divine gift associated with the god Thoth, and literacy was largely restricted to trained scribes. Hieroglyphs preserved royal decrees, religious rituals, medical knowledge, and historical records. The system was deciphered in the 19th century after the discovery of the Rosetta Stone, restoring access to ancient Egyptian civilization. Chinese characters. Chinese characters originated over 3,000 years ago during the Shang dynasty, with the earliest known examples found on oracle bones used for divination. The system is primarily logographic, meaning each character represents a word or meaningful unit, though many characters also include phonetic components that suggest pronunciation. Over time, Chinese writing evolved through several major styles, including seal script, clerical script, and regular script, while maintaining visual continuity that allows modern readers to recognize ancient texts. Chinese characters became one of the most influential writing systems in history, spreading beyond China to shape Japanese kanji, Korean hanja, and Vietnamese chunom. The script has been used to record philosophy, history, poetry, science, and government administration. Despite its complexity, Chinese characters have provided cultural unity across diverse spoken languages and dialects for centuries. Phoenician. The Phoenician writing system emerged around 1050 BCE among the Phoenician city-states of the eastern Mediterranean and became one of the most influential scripts in human history. It was an abjad, meaning it recorded primarily consonant sounds while leaving vowels to be inferred by the reader. This simplicity made Phoenician far easier to learn and adapt than earlier complex writing systems. As Phoenician traders traveled widely across the Mediterranean, they spread the script to many cultures through commerce and colonization. The Phoenician script directly influenced the development of several major writing systems, including Greek, Hebrew, Aramaic, and eventually Latin and Arabic. Its emphasis on sound rather than meaning marked a major shift in how writing functioned. By reducing the number of symbols needed to represent language, Phoenician helped make literacy more accessible and laid the groundwork for most modern alphabets. Greek. The Greek writing system developed around the 8th century BCE and represents a turning point in the history of writing. Adapted from the Phoenician script, Greek introduced dedicated symbols for vowel sounds, creating the first true alphabet in which both consonants and vowels were written explicitly. This innovation greatly increased clarity and flexibility, allowing written language to more closely match spoken speech. Greek was used to record epic poetry such as the Iliad and the Odyssey, as well as philosophy, mathematics, science, and political thought. It became the primary written language of the classical Greek world, and later of the Hellenistic empires following the conquests of Alexander the Great. Greek also served as the foundation for later alphabets, most notably Latin and Cyrillic. Through Greek writing, many core ideas of Western civilization were preserved and transmitted. Latin. The Latin writing system originated in ancient Italy around the 7th century BCE and was derived from an early Greek alphabet through the Etruscans. It became dominant through the expansion of the Roman Republic and later the Roman Empire, spreading across Europe, North Africa, and parts of the Middle East. Latin script proved highly adaptable, evolving over time to represent many different languages with added letters and diacritics. After the fall of Rome, it remained the primary script of scholarship, religion, and governance in medieval Europe. Today, the Latin alphabet is the most widely used writing system in the world, serving hundreds of languages across every continent. It is used for science, technology, international communication, and global media. The endurance of the Latin script reflects its simplicity, flexibility, and deep historical influence on global literacy. Arabic. The Arabic writing system developed in the early centuries CE, evolving from the Nabatean form of the Aramaic script in the Arabian Peninsula. It is an abjad, meaning it primarily represents consonants, with vowel sounds indicated optionally through diacritical marks. Arabic gained enormous importance with the rise of Islam in the 7th century, as it became the language of the Quran and religious scholarship. The script spread rapidly across the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Europe and Asia through trade, conquest, and cultural exchange. Arabic is written from right to left and is highly cursive, with letter shapes changing depending on their position in a word. Beyond religion, Arabic was used to preserve major advances in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy during the Islamic Golden Age, profoundly influencing global intellectual history. Devanagari. The Devanagari writing system developed from the ancient Brahmi script and became prominent in South Asia around the 1st millennium CE. It is an abugida, meaning each consonant carries an inherent vowel sound that can be modified or removed using additional marks. Devanagari is most closely associated with Sanskrit, but it is also used to write several major modern languages, including Hindi, Marathi, and Nepali. One of its most recognizable features is the horizontal headline that runs across the top of letters, visually linking characters within a word. Devanagari has been used to record religious texts, epic poetry, philosophy, mathematics, and legal works for centuries. Its systematic structure makes pronunciation highly consistent, which helped preserve sacred texts with great accuracy. Today, Devanagari remains one of the most widely used writing systems in the world. Hangul. Hangul is the writing system of the Korean language and was deliberately created in the 15th century under the reign of King Sejong the Great. Unlike most writing systems that evolved gradually, Hangul was scientifically designed to be easy to learn and logically structured. It is a featural alphabet, meaning the shapes of its letters reflect how the sounds are produced in the mouth and throat. Consonants represent articulatory features such as tongue position, while vowels are based on philosophical concepts of heaven, earth, and humanity. Letters are grouped into square blocks that represent syllables, giving Hangul a visually distinctive appearance. Originally intended to increase literacy among common people, Hangul eventually replaced the use of Chinese characters in Korea. Today it is praised by linguists as one of the most efficient and rational writing systems ever created. Cyrillic. The Cyrillic writing system was developed in the 9th century CE in Eastern Europe as part of efforts to spread Christianity among Slavic peoples. It was based largely on the Greek alphabet, with additional letters created to represent Slavic sounds not found in Greek. The script is traditionally associated with the missionary work of Saints Cyril and Methodius and their followers, though its final form was shaped by later scholars. Cyrillic became the foundation for writing Old Church Slavonic and later evolved to serve many languages, including Russian, Bulgarian, Serbian, Ukrainian, and others. Over time, regional variations emerged, but the core structure remained stable. Today, Cyrillic is used by hundreds of millions of people across Eastern Europe and Northern Asia. It has played a central role in literature, religion, science, and national identity throughout the Slavic world.